Bonsoir.
Bonsoir,
Bonsoir, Father.
Comment ça va?
Ça
So
va bien?
much. How's it going with you, Father?
I'm doing well.
Good,
Good.
good.
I sincerely thank you for joining me. It demands time. It demands time, and you are always available to join me for this
It's our
Advent
pleasure.
reflection.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah.
You're very welcome too.
Merci. This week we have been speaking about joy. This third week of Advent calls us to be joyful because we are very near to the birth of Christ. Therefore, we are to rejoice and be joyful in our heart, for the arrival of the Messiah is at hand.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we realize that being joyful is not depending on anything from outside, any things or person or place to make us joyful, but joy is within our heart, and we just need to recognize it and rediscover it. Okay. And based on this joy, I would like to share a story with you.
Oh, good.
That's good.
Another good story.
Yeah. There was a fishing village by the coast, and all the people main job was fishing. They were all fishermen. They usually go for fishing at night time, most of them, and they come back in the morning. Like at one time when they went out for fishing, their boat wrecked,
Oh,
and they were all in a danger of life, and they do not know where to go, but they were all strong men.
Yeah.
They kept on swimming, and supported each other with the remaining wreckage, from the boat,
Floats and stuff.
from the
yeah.
floats and such.
Yeah.
They were just floating around, and then suddenly they saw far off a big light, by the shore. It's a big, like a fire, okay? And it was there. They know that there is a place, and they can, and they all swam towards that place. When they came nearby, when they reached the shore, they saw it was actually a village on fire. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Almost like about 5 to 10 homes were in fire, and that was the big flame that helped them to come here. Once they arrived, they figured out that it was their own village.
oh,
It was their own
village on fire.
was on fire. So their family was all crying, and they were all so sorrowful because they had lost all their belongings. And then these fishermen sat by those people and said, this is really very sad thing that we have lost everything in fire. But even in this sad situation, we are very joyful because it was this fire that brought us all the way from the ocean. If this fire was not to be there, we would have not to know where to go, and we would have all died in the ocean.
Became our beacon.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what is that?
Our beacon. It became our beacon.
Our light.
Our focus point to head to it.
Yeah.
The light. When you're in misery and first thing you know, you see something and there's hope. Hope comes with joy.
Yeah.
You see this and right away it's like, wow, now we know where to go.
Yeah.
And they were able to focus on that light.
Yeah.
They lost their home, but they kept their lives.
Yes. Yeah.
And they had their family.
Yeah.
Basically, just like this hurricane that happened in Kentucky.
Yeah.
They lost their belongings, but a lot of them now have a family, and the family becomes then you really realize what's important.
That's right.
And it's your family.
That's right.
And that's what's going to bring you your joy. It's your family.
Yes,
You
yeah.
can always rebuild those things, but family
Is family.
that's right.
Yeah,
You don't replace family if you lose them. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
when the family's safe, that's irreplaceable, and to have that in your midst, that even in your difficult times, you say, "I'm blessed," and you're joyful for what God has blessed you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why these fishermen, even though they had lost all their home, but still they were all joyful and happy, grateful and thankful that they were able to reunite with their family.
Yeah.
This fire, which is a sad situation, but still that became a beacon for them to reach home. You know?
That's right. That's right. And it's an awesome feeling. It's just, I'll share something that happened to me a long time ago, and it was, I like to hunt. I was a hunter, and I had gone with a few friends. One was both of them were from Madawaska, and we were up in the Allagash in a place where I was not too familiar with, but I had directions on where we were, and if I did this, I was going to be fine. I'd come right back out on the road. Well, I'm one that can venture quite a bit in the woods, and I did. But come around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I realized there was no going back the way I came. So I'd realized I was not going to be getting back to the vehicle before dark. And dark set in, and then I thought, oh, I had gotten onto another road, and I started walking, and I was walking, and I must have been 11 miles or more out
Wow.
from where I needed to be.
Oh.
And the boys that I'd gone with, they had stayed there and they waited there. And speaking about being in the dark and not sure, when I saw that light was on and they had waited there, when I got back to the vehicle, it was like a
There
big.
was joy.
That was a real joy for me to say they didn't leave me here and they were still there. Just that little light from my truck.
Exactly.
And so it's, I'm sure many people experience little things like that, but a light is beautiful
Yes,
when
yeah.
you're in
a
darkness.
spark of hope,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And as there is always, in our midst of difficulties, struggles, worries, and anxieties, there is always a spark of hope
Yeah.
and joy is present. you
Oh,
know.
it's
There's a French saying that you say un mal pour un bien, and in English it's
a bad for
a
a
bad
good.
for a good. So whenever you're having struggles, you know that for some reason, if you can go through it, you'll learn something, and there will be some good
Yeah.
coming out of it.
Yeah. He who endures till the end will be saved.
That's
Yes,
right.
that's
That's
right.
right.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm sure this Advent will be a wonderful opportunity for all of us. Never lose hope and never lose our trust in God,
Yeah.
but always look towards that little twinkle star that gives us hope, and little spark in the faraway place that gives us hope. May we always keep that spark in our lives to guiding as a guiding force.
That's right.
That one day we will be closer to God.
That's right. The light of the Lord will always warm your heart, and you can never go wrong.
Yes, sir.
You know, when we're lost, we only need to put our hardships aside and turn to the cross and realize that He will always be there. He's made that commitment and promised to us that He would never leave us orphan.
Yes, sir.
So just that in mind is a comfort for joy.
Yeah. I'm sure our parishioners who are watching this reflection will gain from this little story, that even in the midst of struggles and difficulties, there is always a little spark of hope and joy is present, and we have to keep trust in that little spark of the presence of God in our lives.
That's right.
I'd like to wish you a beautiful day.
Thank you,
Yes.
Father, and you as well.
You as
God
well.
bless you.
God bless you too.